We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. happening right now, a budget hearing at City Hall to help decide how your tax dollars will be spent. And a safety meeting later today as city police investigate yet another deadly shooting. We'll see what the latest crime stats say about the city's fight against crime. And topping national news, Donald Trump is defending himself in the court of public opinion now after defending himself in federal court on Tuesday. We'll look at what a new poll released just this morning reveals about voters here in Maryland. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. Happening right now, a major budget hearing at City Hall that impacts essentially all city agencies. The Ways and Means Committee is trying to figure out just how much money each agency needs to operate next year. Now, overall, when it comes to education, the city's $4.4 billion budget includes $392 million for city schools. The increased funding is due to an unexpected hike in requirements to fund the state's Kerwin education plan. Mayor Scott calls the increased funding requirement a gut punch.
We are going to meet this requirement because it's the right thing to do and the only way that we're going to grow into being the best Baltimore, and that's investing in our school system.
Is a 10-year education plan that calls for pouring billions of dollars into classrooms all across the state. Mayor Scott says he is working with the governor to meet the requirement. Today's Ways and Means hearing will also set the annual property tax, which would begin July 1st of 2023. Also today, a meeting focused on the crime crisis in Baltimore. We have team coverage of that crime fight. We begin with Shannon Lilly for a closer look at the crime stats. Shannon.
This is another city safety hearing happening at City Hall today, and it's all part of the city's ongoing effort to monitor its progress when it comes to violence and crime prevention. So we do have some information about this meeting we want to pull up right here on your screen. City council members on this committee will once again meet with the police department, the mayor's office of neighborhood safety and engagement, as well as other agencies to talk about the crime fight and how that effort is going. This all in a legislative oversight work session that starts at 1 this afternoon. So let's dig into that, though. How is this effort really going? To date, 126 people have been killed in Baltimore streets. 272 others have been shot but survived. Now, that is an improvement from last year's historically high number of homicides and shootings, but a deeper dive into the data shows crime overall is not going in the right direction. In fact, according to BPD data, as of May 27, total Part 1 crime is up 20% compared to last year. That includes robberies, carjackings, rapes, auto thefts, and more. Property crime is up 33% from 2022. And total violent crime, though, is down 4%, but that stat does not include common assault, which is up 13%. All the while, leaders are touting their success, but some say it's just too early for that.
I want them to say the work is not over, the work continues. We are deploying our resources in a way that we think is making a difference, but it is too early for us to celebrate anything because there are still people dying and there are still people being shot.
And remember, the city has surpassed 300 homicides a year for 8 consecutive years. So when the mayor says that his holistic approach to the crime fight is driving down violence, it's not so clear-cut when you look at the bigger picture and at all of these numbers. Reporting this morning, I'm Shannon Lilly, Fox 45 News, Midday.
As leaders talk crime, police are searching for the person who shot and killed a man last night in the Broadway East neighborhood. It happened around 9:30 on North Chapel Street near East Lafayette Street. Anyone with information is asked to call police or Metro Crime Stoppers. Right now, an 18-year-old Dunbar High School student is behind bars accused in a mass shooting that left 2 people dead. Olivia Dance continues our team coverage of the city's crime crisis with the latest on that arrest. Olivia?
Police have arrested 18-year-old Jabri Griffith, a senior at Dunbar High. He's accused of the shooting that killed local boxer and gym owner Ernest Hall and injured 5 others. He's also accused of a homicide that happened just hours later, and now Hall's loved ones are reacting to the arrest.
It's really emotional. My daughter has to relive it. She sees the social media posts and stuff like that, and to think that someone in her age range is who took her dad away, it's very disturbing.
On March 23rd, Hall was among 6 people shot on Edmondson Avenue in West Baltimore. 5 of the victims in their teens or early 20s all survived, but 33-year-old Hall, who had reportedly just stopped at the store, was killed. Police arrested Griffith on June 6th in connection with the shooting, catching him in the parking lot at Dunbar High School. Now he's the second suspect arrested in connection to Hall's murder. Back in April, police also arrested a 15-year-old who they believe was involved in the homicide. The arrest brings some consolation to Hall's family as they try and carry out his legacy.
Ernest started a movement called Guns Down, Gloves Up, and that's kind of something that I want to keep going to try to get the kids off the streets and in the gyms.
Despite police making arrests in the shootings, there's still no word on a motive for these crimes. For now, reporting in Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
11:06 now, and here's our look at today's top trending stories. Trending number 1, the man charged in Sunday's mass shooting in Annapolis will remain behind bars after being denied bail. 43-year-old Charles Smith is charged in that case. If convicted, he is facing decades in prison. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for July 12th. Trending number 2, a Baltimore City woman who had her home mistakenly sold by the city is calling for change to the city tax sale program. After weeks of back and forth, the city admits that Ancilla Crawford's home was wrongfully sold in a tax sale, and they're agreeing to reimburse her. But to make sure it doesn't happen again, Crawford is calling on the city to conduct visual inspections prior to auctions. Fox 45 News reached out to the mayor's office asking if visual inspections could be added to the city's tax sale protocol. We have not heard back. Trending number 3, Baltimore City Schools' 2023 Summer Food Service Program kicks off today. All this summer, kids in Baltimore who are under 18 are eligible for free meals. Both breakfast and lunch meals will be given away at school sites that are participating in the program. For more information on those school sites, you can go to our website, foxbaltimore.com. Trending number 4, in honor of Pride Month, the Maryland Zoo is highlighting one of its same-sex animal couples. 2 penguins are strongly bonded same-sex pair. The zoo says the 2 have even taken on the responsibility of fostering the penguins that have been abandoned by their parents. Download the Fox 45 News app for up-to-the-minute traffic conditions, breaking news, and weather anytime. Search WBFF in your app store. Still ahead, the key to happiness. One professor of psychiatry is sharing his 10 tips for being happy, and somewhat more simple than you might think. Is cancel culture good for business? Billionaire Mark Cuban's surprising take on it, coming up. And could actor Alec Baldwin face new charges in the Rust shooting? What prosecutors are saying about refiling charges in the case and the timeline they're working with.
And I am tracking some much needed rainfall today. Some light rain will take us through the afternoon with high temperatures in the warm low 80s. I'll let you know what to expect for the rest of the week and the weekend too in a couple of minutes on Fox 45 News Midday at 11.
Fox 45 News, nominated for 26 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other local news stations combined.
11:10 now, taking a look at your social stream. Actor Alec Baldwin could face charges again in the Rush movie set shooting. Prosecutors say they will decide whether or not to refile charges against Baldwin before August 8th. They dismissed involuntary manslaughter charges against him in April, but said at that time that was temporary. Prosecutors say if further testing shows that the gun in Helena Hutchins' death did not malfunction, Baldwin could face charges again. Reaction on social media, one saying he pulled the trigger, he did it. Another, why was there a live bullet anywhere near the set? Why did they need a real gun? Well, lawyers for disgraced Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes says she cannot afford to pay $250 a month to the victims of her crimes when she is released from prison. The 39-year-old was convicted on fraud charges and began serving her more than 11-year prison sentence late last month. Holmes and her former business partner were previously ordered to pay $452 million in restitution. Not a lot of sympathy for her online. This can't be serious, right? This must be a joke for sure. The amount of $250 a month is pretty low. It should be in the north of $250K a month for the rest of her life. Another one, we all have limited financial means, but we all have to pay the piper at some point. Well, billionaire Mark Cuban says companies like Target and Bud Light, quote, going woke is a good business model. He was quoted in a Pittsburgh Post-Gazette op-ed saying, quote, there is a reason almost all the top 10 market cap companies in the U.S. can be considered woke. It's good business. He's making the comments despite both companies suffering major financial losses. The billionaire says it's important to look at the long-term projections and not the immediate blowback. Reaction on social media? Going woke is a fantastic business plan if your goal is to drive customers to your competitors. And another, he's right. Companies are always looking for untapped markets. Most people are unfazed by it, but the angry vocal minority made a lot of noise and Bud sales dropped. They'll be back. Well, still ahead, we're getting a better look at what led up to the road collapse in Philly. The new video that shows the road sinking just before it collapses. And Donald Trump pleads not guilty. The prison time he says he's facing as he fights back against federal charges. And coming up later today at noon, it's Karamo. Then at 1, it's Sherry, followed by Hot Bench at 2. 11:12 now on Fox 45 News Midday. .14 now. We're back with a live look over Towson. You're going to need the umbrella if you're heading out today. Coming up in about 5 minutes, meteorologist Amy Aronson will tell us how long the showers will last. Donald Trump is maintaining his innocence after Tuesday's historic court appearance where he was arraigned on 37 federal charges.
Charging a former president of the United States under the Espionage Act of 1917 wasn't meant for this. An act for a crime so heinous that only the death penalty would do, and threatening me with 400 years in prison.
Trump has pleaded not guilty to all charges, including allegedly mishandling highly sensitive classified documents. The federal indictment accuses Trump of keeping the documents in a ballroom, a bathroom, and a shower, and a storage room.
If they're anything like some of the things we presented to Trump in the Oval Office and the Situation Room and the tank at the Pentagon, it could cause enormous damage, incalculable damage to the United States.
Right now, the former president is the front runner for the GOP nomination. He is vowing to stay in the race, even if convicted. A new Gonzales poll released just this morning is looking at the 2024 race. If it were the same matchup as this past election, 52% of Marylanders say they would vote for Biden, while 35% say Trump. 13% are undecided. If President Biden were to go up against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, 51% of Marylanders would vote for Biden, with 37% supporting DeSantis. New video is giving us a better look at what led up to the collapse of that raised section of I-95 in Philly. Now, cell phone video shot from a car that was going over the road that later collapsed shows a slight dip in the road. A portion of the northbound side of the interstate collapsed after an oil tanker caught fire below it, weakening the bridge. Right now, crews are demolishing southbound lanes of I-95. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg recently visited the site. He says his agency will help the state repair the road. He says the collapse could have long-term impacts on America's domestic shipping, as that stretch of road typically carries about 160,000 vehicles a day. Coming up later today on Fox 45 News at 4, the Baltimore high school student arrested for a mass shooting had already been in the juvenile justice system. We're looking into why it failed to set him on the right path. Then at 5, the city council approving the new budget. We're looking into the new powers they're using to allocate funds and how they're choosing to spend the money. And at 6, his defense team says PTSD is to blame. The victim's family saying that is not the case. What we're learning about the man charged in the Annapolis mass shooting. You can get Fox 45 News in a flash through your Amazon Alexa or Echo. We now deliver your local headlines and forecasts in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. 11:17 and now to today's talking point. A new survey suggests workers are stressed out and disengaged. Gallup released its State of the Global Workplace report, and it found that 59% of workers are quiet quitting, meaning they're putting in the minimum effort required. An additional 18% are actively disengaged. Sometimes that's called loud quitting. 44% of global workers say they experience a lot of stress at work, matching the record high from 2021. Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle is here now. What are we stressed about, Mark?
I think the COVID situation made people look at their life, and I think people are stressed out about, like I say, not being happy, maybe not what they're doing at work, and all this kind of things kind of culminated after that. But I think, sadly, Patrice, most of the people that have this feeling aren't in a position financially to really not work. So talk about feeling frustrated. Imagine how frustrated you're going to be when you now have to get back on the unemployment line to get a job.
So the fact that they've come to this realization and they're frustrated about life and their job, but now they still have to go to that job. So that frustration probably is playing out in the workplace. But like you said, there's not maybe, 50 jobs lined up for them out there. So if they hit the unemployment market, that might be equally, if not more frustrating.
Patrice, a short story. When I worked in New York, I used to catch the bus to work. Sometimes, Patrice, I'd be so tired of getting on the bus or train with all those people, I just let it go. But then 10 minutes later, I realized I have to get to work. So I think that's what the people are going to experience.
Right. I get it. I hear you. All right, Mark. Some wild pictures for you now coming out of Texas. As meteorologist Amy Aronson is showing us, folks in Texas saw some baseball-sized hail during recent storms there. Amy.
Yeah, some huge hail in Texas over the past couple of days. Here's a look at some of the images. You'll notice how big the hail is being held in a hand there. So almost as big as half of that person's hand. Here's another look at the hail. This one pretty much the size of that woman's face. And then one more image of how big the hail was. Frozen fury falling from the sky. So some pretty incredible storms underway there. For us, we actually really need the rain, and we're finally getting a little bit of it. You can see some raindrops accumulating on the camera lens there, looking down at the Inner Harbor. Otherwise, kind of a gray and gloomy day and not as warm. So we're hanging out in the mid-60s right now with the clouds and with the showers. And this is all due to this pesky area of low pressure rotating to our north. That's what's dragging through this line of light rain currently. You'll notice light, steady showers ongoing right now, but behind this, we are seeing some clearing. So I think we actually should see some drying as the day continues. And Future Scan shows some more scattered activity this afternoon and this evening, potentially an isolated thunderstorm. But by tonight, we're all clear again as that front passes through. And then we're going to dry things out actually for much of the rest of the week, with just a slim chance for a few more showers by the end of the week. So if you're planning out your pool time tomorrow, you're in better shape. We welcome back some sunshine with highs heating up into the upper 80s. A few showers possible on Friday, but I don't think a ton of rain. Saturday to kick off the weekend looks great. Warm and dry. High temperatures will be warming right into the upper 80s again. But according to the Climate Prediction Center, we're actually in line for below average temperatures now as we head through late June. This outlook, our 8 to 14-day outlook, takes us all the way from the 21st through the 27th, and you'll notice we are colored in this blue color here, so a decent chance for below average temperatures at that point. Looking ahead at the short-term forecast, you'll notice lots of 80s over the next 7 days, actually pretty toasty by the end of the weekend, and then we'll stay at or above average through at least next Tuesday. Patrice?
This Fox 45 News segment is sponsored by Chime Medical Center.
It is that time of year where we celebrate Dad, and you could win extra spending money every day from now until June 15th. Grab your phone to scan this QR code for your chance to win a $100 Visa gift card. Play our Father's Day Pop Quiz Trivia Contest. Get the question right, and you could win that daily prize of a $100 Visa gift card. Again, just scan the QR code there on the screen to get the Father's Day Pop Quiz Trivia question of the day. Good luck. Still ahead, who's a good boy? These pups are a good boy. Coming up, the big honor for these local therapy dogs. But first, a warning about summer travel. Checking your bag could soon cost you more. We're going to break down the big change that one airline is making. 11:22 is the time. Ahead of the busy summer travel season, American Airlines is getting rid of free checked baggage for international basic economy flights. And that means that there's now going to be a $75 fee for your first checked bag on transoceanic flights. American says this simplifies its offerings by having the same features for basic economy on both domestic and international flights. Apple is closing in on the $3 trillion mark. The iPhone maker closed at a record high of $183.79 on Monday, taking its valuation up to $2.89 trillion. The latest boost comes after debuting its augmented reality headset called Vision Pro. Wow. Well, it's time now for your lunch break. The University of Maryland gives several therapy dogs doctorate degrees. One of the most notable grads is Dr. Loki, who along with their handler raised more than $100,000 during the COVID-19 pandemic to create and deliver over 4,000 personal care kits to local hospitals. Loki received a doctorate of medicine, while service dogs Kylo Red and Kiera were also honored with their own degrees. Very cute. Well, that's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle is up next. Mark Clark back to tell us what they're working on.
Patrice, you've all heard guests aren't supposed to wear white to a wedding, but are other colors off limits too? We'll talk about the trend one wedding planner is warning against coming up on Be More Lifestyle.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
Hey, what's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle Live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here along with meteorologist Amy Aronson and lifestyle expert Josh McBride in the building. What's up, everybody?
Hey, family.
Let me tell you right now. Look, when it comes to being happy, it may not be as hard as you think. A professor of psychiatry is sharing his 10 tips for being happy. He says it's pretty simple. First up, create a routine, be active, but take time for lunch and eat with others and surround yourself with happy people. He also suggests meditating and reading before bed, spending less time on your phone, and drinking less. And finally, stop always being on and focus on relaxing. So, Josh, you're always on, you're always busy. Do you agree with the tips, and do you have any tips for us?
Do I have tips for you? Absolutely not. But do I agree with the tips? I think it's hard to break an existing habit, right? Like, I think that we're all on our phones. We wake up and we look at our phones. I was listening to Mel Robbins the other day who said sunlight before blue light. So get outside before you look at your phone. These are probably true, but very hard to implement.
First of all, give a shout out to Josh for that. He's quoting books and everything else.
Yes.
Amy, this guy's amazing. Amy, do you have any tips?
So I went to Copenhagen back in April, and they are known for being like one of the happiest countries.
Yes.
Because of the weed, right?
Oh, you know what? It could be that.
Potentially.
But it's so
one of
pretty.
their tips was to have more candles places. And
Wait a minute.
I don't know.
Candles do. Now that I'm over 30.
Amy, that's a bad tip.
No, over 30 now. The candles do be hitting. They do. The candles do hit. Do I have a tip for me? I definitely don't agree with the drinking less. I feel like drinking more has definitely helped me stay happy, y'all. I'm sorry. Also, I'm distracted. Yo, shout out to Josh McBride for this chest being out. It's chest out season, baby.
That's his shirt.
It's nude.
Oh my
I thought your chest was out.
And then again,
yo, Josh, you look great.
Lady T, that right there tells us the drinking needs to stop now.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, eventually, I'm taking steps,
This is
you guys.
intervention now. Let's see what you're talking about.
I can't.
Do you remember this one? We told you about it last week. A woman who went viral after serving after serving takeout from Chili's after her wedding.
I love Chili's.
She said it cost less than hiring a caterer. Well, now the restaurant is responding.
What?
Now Chili's is offering free catering for one lucky couple who gets engaged at one of its restaurants. Videos are flooding TikTok of couples popping the question next to their chicken crispers and sizzling fajitas. Now, I jacked that story up, but I think we pretty much understand what I'm trying to say. Again,
no, you got it.
Again, Josh, your take on this? Are we going to see you get engaged at Chili's?
I'm about to ask Lady T right now if she wants to go tonight because I'm ready for them full catering.
I was going to say, Josh, can we get fake engaged so we can get some crispers? I love them fajitas, boo. I can do it. I love them fajitas.
She said fake
I like when it comes over to the table and sizzling. I would get fake engaged for that, honestly. So shout out to Chili's for offering that.
I don't know either, Josh. I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm so mad she said fake.
Yeah, maybe not at Chili's, but my husband does always threaten me now, and he's like, I'm going to propose to you again somewhere in public and somewhere that's super embarrassing, and it's like my biggest fear.
Oh, really?
I don't want it.
Why is it you're like the 8th person to tell me that's their biggest fear of like getting engaged in public? I want to be engaged in public. Love me in public. Don't do it in private. You slide in the DMs in private, but love me in public,
I think
okay?
This should be for people who want to get back with their exes, and I want my baby back ribs.
Oh, that was cute.
That's a free one.
You know what? They should hire you.
That's
now
a free one.
Let's sizzle it down.
We want you to tell us. Are you a fan of public proposals? Vote now on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on our lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. You know how we do it at the end of the show. We'll see what everybody thinks. Now, speaking of weddings, if you're attending a wedding as a guest, apparently it's not just white you'll want to avoid wearing, but red too. Ooh. Wedding planners say traditionally wearing red means you've been with the groom.
Uh-oh.
It's said to be an old wives' tale.
Oh, yeah, that's
Wait
a Jezebel. That's a Jezebel right there.
I'm the oldest person on this set. I've never heard of that. Amy, have you ever heard of that?
No, I've never heard of that.
Oh, my God.
But now I'm wearing red to a wedding.
Now you're never going to wear red again.
Never.
Yeah.
Lady T, will you wear?
I did not know about that. I would never wear red to a wedding anyway.
I saw Lady T with a red hat on. What does that mean?
What do you mean? I had a red hat on? When did I ever know? Never that. We try to wear like blue, or you try to wear like, what colors do you wear? I like wear pink. I like
maybe green.
Oh, I love green. I love green.
Wait a minute. Now,
really
Josh
nice.
is he's a lifestyle expert.
I was going to say, he's a fashion.
Please school us on this red and being with the groom thing.
My thing is, this is like, why are you outing yourself, right? Like, if I wear red and that's an old wives' tale, like you said, like you're outing yourself, like now everybody knows, like that's not a thing. It's not a real thing.
It's not a real thing. See,
it can't really be a thing, can it?
The expert has spoken, and we're going to hear more from you, Josh, in the show. We're going to hear more from you, Amy, in the show, and we're not going to hear any more from Lady T.
That's okay.
But the T keeps pouring. still ahead. Get away this summer and explore all there is to see. And there's more to see in Jamaica than just the summer sand. We'll give you a look at the island offerings. And it's getting warmer out, and that means our fans are running nonstop. Coming up, a new and easy way to keep them and the air moving. Keep it moving, and clean. Stick around.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
So do rising temperatures have the ceiling fans in your home working overtime? Nick Calderon has a way to clean all the gunk and grime that collects on those blades. He's here with today's money-saving deal.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
I don't like to clean. There, I said it. Do you feel like you're cleaning constantly and somehow there's still dust everywhere? I live in the desert and everything is dusty all the time. It's just part of life. Well, that dust could be hiding and raining down from one of those hard to reach areas like your ceiling fan. You know it's dusty up there, but it's always such a hassle to clean. Problem solved. This is the Blade Maid. It's specially designed to remove dust from those tricky areas like your ceiling fan. The cleaning head is uniquely crafted to capture dirt and dust from all sides of your blades all at once. It makes it kind of fun. Trapping debris in its microfiber, machine washable pads so it's not getting all over the rest of your house, making you have to clean again. And watch this. The telescoping handle makes ladders virtually unnecessary. Plus, if you don't have a ceiling fan, you can still use the Blade Maid because the head transforms to a pad that you can clean vents and baseboards and other hard to reach nooks and crannies. Last week, I was up on a ladder in my living room hoping not to break my neck, trying to knock down spider webs and dust. It was a pain. I wish I had one of these at the time. Right now, we're offering 30% off the Blade Maid. Head to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Jamaica Tourist Board.
With the summer travel season in full swing, many in the area are looking for the perfect place for a relaxing escape. Here to tell us why Jamaica is so hot these days is the island's Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much, Lady T. It's a wonderful feeling to be sharing with you and the audiences, you know, the glories of the best island in the world.
Hey, okay.
Jamaica.
You better tell it, Minister Bartlett. Okay. Now, what can visitors expect to find when they go to Jamaica? Is it more than just sun, sea, and sand?
Absolutely. We have many more S's, including safe, secure, and seamless. The experience that you will have in Jamaica is unmatched anywhere else. So food, as you indicated when we started talking, is absolutely delectable as it is delightful. And it also satisfies a variety of palates. You know, it doesn't matter what it is that you wish to have as a food type, you can have it in Jamaica. And we do it in a very special and Caribbean way.
What type of accommodations can people find in Jamaica? Is it focused on couples, or are there things for families to enjoy as well?
Well, listen, we have, again, a wide range of accommodation options. And it is as it satisfies your wallet or your affordability, as it also satisfies your taste and your desires. Anyone who wishes to have a wonderful vacation and is of an economic standing that varies, yes, you can come.
All right, so we know the distinctive accent and the famous laid-back, no worries attitude, but what makes Jamaicans so memorable?
That efficacious feeling of love and warmth that is characteristic of the Jamaican is true. It's not something that we talk about only. The Irie, we call it. It's that unexplained feeling and emotion that is so peculiar and special. And it's only Jamaicans who have it.
Well, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. For more information on Jamaica, go to visitjamaica.com, and big ups to my Jamaican people, right, sir?
You got it right, and let me tell you, I'm waiting. I'll be there to welcome you, in particular, Lady T, and all your wonderful fans and guests and the many others who come. Jamaica is awaiting you, and the joys of a land that God created on the 8th day of his creation. It's all there for you.
Amazing.
Let's go,
See, now we gotta take a trip to Jamaica, y'all. All right? Look, from Baltimore to Jamaica. Thank you so much.
If you haven't bought your dad a Father's Day gift, it's time to jump on. It's still ahead. We'll show you some of this year's hottest gifts and explore new eats in New Orleans. I'm telling you, we'll chat with a professional chef about the popular dining destination coming up.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
Father's Day is this Sunday, and if you haven't bought a gift yet, it's time to get on it now. Joining us now with some of this year's hottest gifts for Dad, lifestyle expert Josh McBride. Josh, you look amazing. That is a nude shirt, not a nude body. Just want to make sure, Josh, you know, our ratings spiked when you came on, so just want to let people know. So what's going on with Dad? What do you have?
No, thank you for clearing that up, Mark. Yeah, first up, let's talk about the dad who needs to take care of his grooming. Let me introduce you to a product called the EOS Ultra Protect Men's Shave Cream. It's delicious. It's a unique, non-foaming, rich, buttery cream, which is going to protect and soothe dad as he's shaving. It's going to give you a close, smooth, and comfortable shave. Ingredients in there like colloidal oatmeal, shea butter, providing 24 hours of moisture. It's so hard to shave and then feel dry afterwards. Not with this. Fragrances that they have like Blue Surf and Fresh Woods. They also have a fragrance-free sensitive version. You can grab this at Target, under $10, Target.com, an easy one for dad there. Next up, if dad is a wino, like so many dads are, let me introduce you to a brand called Rosevine Cellars. This one is absolutely delicious, and the person behind the brand is Ja Rule, yep, the artist himself. This is the Red Rose limited edition Cabernet Sauvignon. It's got silky tannins in there. It's got notes of blackberry jam. Each bottle is actually individually hand-dipped in wax, so a really delicious treat for dad. You can pre-order them at rosevinecellars.com. Now, I will tell you this, they will run out. Ja Rule is doing individually signed bottles as well, that there are limited edition, those rosevinecellars.com on that one. Next up, let's talk about if dad is a tequila drinker. The only tequila I love is Lobo 1707 Reposado. It won Best of Class Reposado at the 2022 San Fran World Spirits Competition, so you know it's good. That's going to be the next thing we're talking about. That's probably my fault. But Forbes actually named the Lobo 1707 as their top 5 best tequilas in 2022. It's sophisticated. There it is. It's well balanced, and you know it's good when you have artists and celebrities like LeBron backing it. Drake, DJ Khaled, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You can grab this in most liquor stores. Now we'll get to that last picture. That's my fault. Last up, a place that I tend to go to all the time, a staple for me in New York City, is Truman's Gentleman Groomers. They're incredible as they specialize in men's luxury grooming. Their award-winning hair paste is what we're featuring today. A long-lasting hold without feeling real stiff in your hair. That can be really annoying for dads. Their entire line you can find at trumans-nyc.com, and they have some great things. They just redid their product line. It looks really beautiful. You can check it out, trumans-nyc.com.
Josh, you know what? Every time you're on, I'm mad because you make me spend money because you do such a great job talking about this kind of stuff. And it's Father's Day. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Mark.
Take care, Josh. I'll tell you what, good job, okay?
This Fox 45 News segment is sponsored by Chime Medical Center.
It's that time of year we celebrate Dad, and you could win extra spending money every day from now until June 15th. Grab your phone to scan this QR code for your chance to win a $100 Visa gift card. Play our Father's Day Pop Quiz Trivia Contest. Get the question right, and you can win the daily prize of $100 Visa gift card. Again, scan the QR code to get the Father's Day Pop Quiz Trivia question of the day, and good luck. Beautiful sunrise this morning. As meteorologist Amy Aronson shows us, it was a nice way to wake up before the rain moved in. Amy?
That's right, Mark. Things have changed drastically since these images were posted earlier this morning. Here's a first look at that sun crossing over the horizon earlier this morning. You can see some very vibrant colors there. This was in Rock Creek Park in D.C. this morning. Here's another lovely look at the sunrise, this one over Union Station in D.C., so just south of here. And then last but not least, a gorgeous view of the sunrise from Shannon Lily earlier this morning. How pretty is that? But now, unfortunately, things are looking gray, damp, and dreary. We do have some showers rolling through. We actually need the rain, so that's beneficial. Light green pushing through Baltimore right now. Not going to rain all day, though. Look behind this batch of showers, and we are seeing some drying. So I think the second half of the day looks drier with just some lingering spotty showers. But the clouds are sticking around. It's overcast currently with some light rain moving through Baltimore. We're at 66 degrees, so not quite as warm, courtesy of the clouds and the showers. And it's all because of this pesky upper level low to our north. That's what's dragging the rain through right now. You'll notice we are looking at some breaks in the activity, though, just west of here, so we should see that for the second half of the day. And Future Scan agrees. It shows some lingering spotty showers and potentially an isolated storm, but not much in rain for the second half of the day. And then we are drying tonight, and we are looking drier tomorrow. At that point, temperatures will be warming back up, so I think it's going to be a warmer finish to the week. Better for some pool time tomorrow. Today, far from ideal, but come tomorrow, we're back in the upper 80s. Friday, we do have that chance for a couple of showers. I think barely anything, so not even as much rain as we're dealing with right now. Highs end up in the mid-80s still. Saturday looks better for more pool time. It's going to be warm. It's going to be dry. We'll enjoy some sunshine with highs in the upper 80s. But according to the Climate Prediction Center in their 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, cooler than average temperatures are likely as we head through late June. This outlook runs from June 21st through the 27th. But in the short term, temperatures are near or above average. For example, over the weekend, we're close to 90 on Sunday, upper 80s early next week, and mid 80s will follow through next Tuesday. Back to you.
Shilla-head couples are popping the question at Chili's why the public proposals are going viral and what you're saying about it.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by New Orleans & Company.
New Orleans has perhaps the most distinctively recognized cuisine in the world. Some of the best dishes in the city are heavily influenced by Creole, Cajun cuisine, and soul food. Who doesn't like a good po' boy or shrimp etouffee? And here to tell us more about it is Chef Meg Bigford. Chef, how are you?
I'm so great, Mark. How are you?
Great. So tell us, why does New Orleans cherish the food with such passion?
You know, New Orleans is just a special place, right? It's such a unique town, and our culture just runs so deep. And we love to celebrate our food. Shoot, we'll celebrate anything here in New Orleans. But one thing we absolutely love to celebrate is our food. Most of our festivals are named after food, right? So it's just a part of who we are. It's a part of our culture. And there's nothing more than we love than to share it with our visitors.
And, you know, it's some of the best award-winning restaurants are in New Orleans, you know, in the French Quarter, but also not just there, in the neighborhood. The quaint neighborhoods also have great family restaurants. Talk to us about that.
Absolutely. There's great restaurants downtown. There's great restaurants in the French Quarter. If you haven't been to New Orleans, then you've got to check it out. But one of the best secrets that I can tell you about New Orleans is that we have so many awesome neighborhoods all throughout the city, and we have almost more restaurants per capita than any other city in the U.S. So you can find restaurants on almost every street corner here in New Orleans, and you cannot go wrong. There's so much good food here at Commander's Palace. We're nestled in the Lower Garden District. We're a quaint little neighborhood restaurant. We're celebrating our 130th birthday this year. So you can't go wrong. There's tons of great restaurants